Joan Rivers is here. In 1968, she appeared on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, who told her, "You're going to be a star." And she is that and much, much more. For the last 40 years, her talent, perseverance, and sheer force of will have made her one of the great comedic icons of our time. In addition to her stand-up work, she can act, she can talk, she can write books, plays, movies, she can direct, and she can even be a talk show host, which is the hardest job of all. A new documentary, Joan Rivers, A Piece of Work. Roger Ebert writes that the film is the portrait of a woman who will not accept defeat, who will not slow down, who must prove herself over and over again. Here is a look at the documentary.
Will you welcome, please, Miss Joan Rivers?
I mean, how depressing is this? 40 years in the business, and this is where you end up. No Vegas, no giant club dates. Kathy Griffin has taken all those. Wouldn't kill you to get me another commercial.
Okay.
I'll show you fear. That's fear. Last year was a very difficult year.
Joan will turn nothing down.
I will do anything. I will wear a diaper. I love sex because you can do other things. You can iron, you can read a book, get your emails on your BlackBerry. I'm nervous. You haven't had your hair done yet? No. Jeez, Melissa. These are all my jokes over the last 30 years. Why should a woman cook? So her husband can say, my wife makes a delicious cake to some hooker? And you wonder why I'm still working.
All stand-ups are innately insecure.
Age? It's the one mountain that you can't overcome. I have no one to say, do you remember? And that is very difficult.
I think they need that reassurance. It's all a cover.
I started with the plastic surgery, then I became the poster girl for it, and then I became the Joker. It's bacon, you idiot.
Nobody lives like this. Maybe the Queen of England.
This is how Maria Antoinette would have lived if she had had money. I'm getting ready to go to Wisconsin. When I say, where are the gays? They're gonna tell us dead, we killed them. There's always an adjective before my name, and it's never a nice adjective. Oh, sure, turn against the Queen! She is a snake.
Much in the way that Phyllis Diller paved the way for her, I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for Joan.
How can you not find Osama? He's on dialysis. There is one outlet in all of Afghanistan. Find the plug and follow the clue. Oh, like torch is bad. Get a Brazilian wax. You'll give up secrets like you never knew you had.
I am pleased to have Joan Rivers back at this table. Welcome.
Nice to be back.
Oh, now you have, first time you've seen that.
First time I've seen that.
That's
yes.
what's in this movie.
Yeah. But it's so funny to see it and what pieces they pick and to see all the reviews.
Stunning. You're surprised.
Beyond surprised. We thought that they would say, nice, interesting, and we went to Sundance, and it just blew through the roof, and I am enjoying every second of it, because it was so unexpected, so unexpected.
Here's my impression. It's truthful.
Yeah.
Joan says what she thinks. She can talk about the plastic surgery. She can talk about a relationship with her daughter.
But I've always, which is a good thing and a bad thing, gets me a lot of trouble, but if you don't tell the truth, then what are you standing there and doing on a stage? You know, I get so mad when they say, hey, girls, my mother-in-law, and you know, they don't even have a mother-in-law. I mean, don't talk to an audience unless you've been through it.
Yeah. Are you surprised that you have had this career?
I don't know what the career is.
There's life.
But you know what I'm saying? I've never, ever had a chance to breathe and go, whew, look what I've done.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're always...
Me too. You're always thinking about tomorrow and
tomorrow.
And tomorrow.
You're always climbing.
Climbing why? I'll ask the question.
Climbing because somebody right above you is stepping on your knuckles.
Yeah.
And someone right below you is pulling on your feet.
I think climbing also because that's what you do. What you do is you're a comedian.
And seeing life crookedly.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I sit at business meetings, and they're all, you know, very serious, and then I'll say something funny, and nobody laughs. But I can't help it. I mean,
that's my point. Yeah.
I am a comedian, and I love performing.
You don't do it because you need the money.
A little bit of both.
You have it. In the past, I know you have.
I'm fine, and nobody has to write out a check and send me money. But if I want to live as wonderfully as I live,
Yeah.
I think it's nice to never dig into anything. Does that make sense? I mean,
Of course it does. Yeah.
And I like to be the generous one.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a sense of power, but I like to be the one that picks up the check. I like to be the aunt or the cousin or the friend that says, "What do you need? Here it is."
Do you care if people love you?
I am so used to people not loving me that I can't accept the few that really do.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I won't allow myself to go there.
Because?
Because I've been betrayed so often that I know my daughter, I guess, loves me.
I guess?
I guess. We don't know what our children... I know I adored my mother.
Yeah.
I liked my dad, if you're really going to be honest.
Yeah. You liked him but didn't love him.
Didn't
You
love my
adored
dad.
your mother.
I adored my mother. So I don't know, maybe my daughter one day will be saying to somebody,
I adored my mother.
I adored my mother, or I liked my mother.
Yeah.
You don't
It's
really
somewhere in
know.
between there and you're not sure where it is.
I'm not sure where it is.
And what would you say about Edgar?
Did I love my husband?
Yes.
I loved my husband, but I'm still so angry at him. It's like Samson. He brought down the temple
Because he did.
because he went up against Murdoch and Diller and that whole thing where I was fired from Fox,
Right.
and then he committed suicide over all that. And he knew he had ruined the career, he'd smashed the career. And I still
And he couldn't
get
live
angry.
with that?
Couldn't live. He wasn't strong enough to face it and to.
And you could have and did.
I had. What was
You had
my
no
choice?
Yeah.
What was my choice? I had a daughter. What's your choice?
Yeah. And you think about that even today. How could you do this to me?
There was one thing in the documentary that I made them take out, that Melissa asked to take out. Very often I will walk to the States, 20 years, Charlie. I'll walk past, you haven't had suicide in your family.
No.
That's,
Yeah.
you walk past his picture to this day and I'll say, "You son of a," or worse, "Look what you did to us, you bastard." You don't get over it. And then you cry and you're sorry and you miss him and you're so sad for him. But the anger never has left me.
Did you spend a lot of time thinking about what you could have been, which is Johnny Carson's successor, and how you blew that opportunity?
I never allow myself to think what could have been, because you can't change things.
Right.
I never, what happened, get it out of the way. Move forward.
Was that Edgar or you?
A combination. We got a letter when I was still hostessing the Carson show from a friend, Jay Michaels, who was a senior vice president at NBC, saying, "Here's the list of who they think is going to replace Carson." It was all men.
Right.
I wasn't on it. And he wrote, "Darlene, there's no place for you." And the same week, Fox came and offered me my own show. So, of course, we left.
Would you have been able to call up Johnny and say, "I just saw this list"? I mean, is that the reality or not?
You couldn't call Johnny.
You wouldn't do
Johnny was Louis the 14th. You didn't go have a beer with him after the show. You said
he was king.
He was king. Go watch The Tudors. That was Johnny Carson. Yes, Malige. No, Malige. You didn't talk to him in the makeup room.
Nothing.
Nothing. He didn't say hello to you.
And you didn't talk to him during the break unless he spoke to you.
You got it. 20 years on the show.
Yeah.
And the breaks, we'd be telling him about everything. Break would come, and he would start to play with the pencils. And I would say the same thing after a while, every time for 20 years. "Band sounds good." And he'd say, "Yeah." That was it.
What made him so good, though?
The best straight man in the business ever, 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 ever. Brilliant. The charm that came out of him.
Yeah.
He knew when to say, "How fat was she?"
Yeah.
And unlike a lot of them around today, when you were funny, he loved it. He appreciated it.
Yeah.
He was wonderful. You just wanted to go out there and make him laugh.
There was this sense that he is dedicated to making you look good. Because if you look good, he looks good.
And that's what a lot of them don't get.
Yeah.
today. There's so many talk. The better your guest looks. Don't worry, you'll be there tomorrow night.
Exactly.
Make your guests be great.
Exactly right. And don't make the show you, make the show the guest.
Yeah,
That's what you got to do. The Fox deals failed because?
Personal things. I met Jamie Kellner about 4 years after I was fired so publicly, and they said it was numbers. And he said something so terribly sad to me. He said at a cocktail party, we never lost money with you. It was all personal. I would rather he had said, we lost millions with you. That's why we got rid of you. But he said to me, we never lost a cent with you. And that upset me more because it had absolutely destroyed my career.
Then why did they do it? Because?
Edgar and Barry Diller and Rupert Murdoch, before we went on the air, Barry Diller turned to me and said, the tail doesn't wag the dog. Tell your husband.
He's right.
He's totally right. Totally right. But
the tail doesn't
wag the dog. Tell your husband.
Did you tell your husband?
No, I was so...
So
I didn't know. No. You get so involved. Yeah. And they fought over what kind of candy to have in the green room. I mean, literally down to Hershey Kisses or little knick-knacks. It was insane. It was insane what went on backstage.
What is your talent on stage?
I think I am the neighbor that says what you're thinking.
Yeah.
You know, that you go, oh, did you hear what you said? It's true.
Right.
But, yes, exactly. I think that's who I am on stage.
It's true.
It's true. It's true, but...
I can't believe she's saying it, but it's true.
Yeah, I think, that's what I always want to say to them. That's where can we talk came from, which is, you'd say, can we talk here?
How different are you today than you were then?
I think I'm better now than ever. Ever. In the old days, I was always a little worried when I went on stage because you had too much at stake in a way. Yeah. Nowadays, I say anything I want. What are you going to do? Fire me? I've been fired. Bankrupt? I've been bankrupt. What? You're not going to hire me? No one hired me for years. What are you going to do to me?
Exactly.
And it's very freeing. And I get on stage and I say to them, what are you going to do to me? Nothing. Too late.
I first met you, and I wish I had the tape, way back when I started in Texas. And you were promoting a film you had made.
Rabbit Test.
Exactly.
Yes.
This was like 74. Yeah. It was amazing. And
may I tell you something?
Yes.
We got our first good review for it a year ago.
Is that right?
Yeah. They showed it at BAM.
See, but this was also what I loved about you and do. Is that, first of all, you'll try anything, and secondly, you wanted to make movies. You wanted to do this. You wanted to do that.
Dying to do it.
Yeah, dying to do it.
Dying to do it.
You wanted to be what Woody Allen became.
I guess.
Yeah,
yes.
I guess.
Yeah.
And could you have done that?
I think if Rabbit Test had come out after Airplane, we could have done it.
Yeah.
We were the first in that genre, and they didn't want to see it. And then after us came Rabbit Test, and then came Animal House. And by then, they got all that stuff, but we were so early on.
What do you think of Lady Gaga?
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. Brilliant. She knows. We're all taught. People my age know about Lady Gaga.
I know.
You know?
Yes.
I play myself on now in my nightclub act with Lady Gaga.
You really?
Yes.
Because everybody knows her.
Everybody knows her, and I have it going a good beat. And when I stop, I say, that was Lady Gaga, and half of them go, they can't believe.
Is that right?
I think
but brilliant. Understands
the
marketing.
It's show business.
Better than Madonna?
Certainly this generation's Madonna.
Yeah.
I think she's taken where Madonna's left off.
Yeah.
And it's moved, because Madonna's now become very grand.
Oh,
you know?
Meaning what?
Meaning she's come in from the rain. She's come in from the cold. She's a lady now. She's really beautiful.
Right.
You know.
Right.
And Lady Gaga's, here I am. Nobody notices me.
At Yankee Stadium.
Yankee Stadium.
In Jerry Seinfeld's box. And according to what we read today in the paper, Jerry's not thrilled by her performance in his box.
Well, when you really stop and think, he paid for that box.
It's his box.
It's his box. And God knows how they messed it up.
Was jewelry a passion of yours?
Fashion was, and yeah, I used to love to sketch jewelry. Yeah. And that was just luck. they came to me at QVC when
QVC.
things were really terrible.
Now, was this Barry Diller then?
No, it was before. He did something very nice, by the way.
Right.
I went
He's
on
a nice
QVC
man, actually.
and we kiss hello.
Yeah.
You know, again, past is bad. Gotta move.
Exactly. Move on.
Move on. Move on.
Get a life.
When he did buy QVC for a while, he called me, tracked me down in London, and he said, "I'm calling you to tell you, so you don't read about it tomorrow. I bought QVC." And so,
What a wonderful stroke. I mean, that's little strokes like that define a person.
yeah. And I never forgot that. Called me, and it was late at night.
Because you were making a lot of money selling them.
Because my career was over,
Right.
theoretically for the moment. I had gone on QVC and built a whole new career
Right.
of selling fashion jewelry. And he wanted me to know, it's okay, I bought the company, you're fine.
You can still be there at
You
QVC.
can still be there.
And why not?
Yeah, but nice to do.
How about real estate? I mean, your apartment was always a pride of yours.
Yes, and I'm trying to sell it, and I'm hoping some really stupid Russian is watching this. Or an Arab that doesn't get it.
How much would a so-called Russian?
Because I want something that's so rich it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Here.
And how much is he or she going to have to put on the table?
$25 million.
25 million will
and
get
you're
it.
26.
Is this
I'm
a turnkey?
your maid
is
for
this
a year.
Turnkey job?
Yes.
Or you can have the
27,
furniture and everything
you got
else.
the furniture.
Bring me the 25. It's yours.
Give me it in ruples.
Diamonds?
I'm outta here.
Ruples or diamonds?
Either one. A little extra, you get the dogs.
No, you would never do the dogs.
not
You've
the
always had those dogs, haven't you?
Always had dogs. Adore my dogs. Rescues. Rescues love you so much.
You go to dog rescue places and get dogs? Is that
My
what you're
vet
saying?
calls me and says to me, we have a dog that's in trouble. And I've gotten 2 amazing dogs.
Now,
that
what
way.
do you have now? What is mixed breed, or
The
are you
worst. Oh, I have an old Jewish woman should never carry a Pekingese. So I've got a Pekingese, and we just look so terrible. And my other one is mostly Habernies. We
no.
think. We think.
We think. Yeah.
We think.
Now, they're all house trained and everything when you get them, though, aren't they?
No.
What, do you send them away?
No, we just
You
put out a
don't?
lot of wee pads.
And you say we. Who is we? You and staff?
I have a wonderful couple who's been with me for 21 years.
Oh, great.
Isn't
Now,
that
they
great?
love you. Are you sure about that?
I love them. They probably like me. I'm sure they say the old lady wants her breakfast. You know. Here she comes.
Now, men in your life. Okay, tell me. Now, first there was Edgar.
Well, first it was the
who
first
managed
husband.
your career. Oh, first husband, right? Forgot about
Gone.
him.
Second
Should we
husband-
forget about him?
Well, I mean, he's probably fine somewhere.
right.
Then there was Edgar, 21 years.
Who managed your career?
Who managed my career and
And-
was tremendous support. Never had to worry about my back with Edgar.
Right.
You know how great
He
that
took
is?
care of Joan, right.
He took care of me, took care of Melissa. I mean, it was a family unit, very strong.
Right.
And then a couple of minor ones, and then Orrin Lehman, who was amazing, amazing. Adored.
You liked him a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Melissa.
Melissa didn't understand. He had, first of all, he had been wounded in World War
You're right.
II.
He lost a leg. or
Lost
his
a
own,
leg.
Right.
And lost a leg the day before the war was over, so nobody cared by the time
Yeah.
he came out of the hospital.
Right.
You know, the boys
Yeah.
had gone off.
You don't want to be the last man killed.
You got it. And so everyone said all they saw was a man that was on crutches. He was incredible, brilliant, smart, brave, funny, handsome. Whole package.
And you were together for how long?
About 8.5 years.
Yeah. Now, when he died, how did that end?
When he died. Ended badly.
That's what I thought. It ended badly.
2 ladies got a hold of him. He was getting a little dotty, but I didn't care. You know, I was covering a lot of that. And there were 2 ladies that got a hold of him on his credit cards. And his lawyer called me and said, why are you charging these things? I said, charging what things? And one of the ladies just take him to lunch and bye. And I was so hurt. I just said, very stupid. I never saw him or spoke to him again. Never even let him explain.
Do you
Pride.
now regret that?
Terribly. He used to call me. For a year he called me. And I couldn't. The hurt was so intense. The betrayal was so intense. Even if it's just lunch and buying her a Gucci bag.
Yes. That would have been enough. I mean, that would have been a betrayal. Betrayal is betrayal.
Betrayal is betrayal.
Yeah. I mean, because it's really about...
Tell me you're doing it, and I'll say, thank God you're having lunch with this old tramp. You know, I'm thrilled.
I don't have to have lunch with you.
Yeah,
as long
exactly.
as you tell me.
I'm busy working, you're having lunch with this old whore. Fine, good. Enjoy it.
That would have been okay.
That would have been okay. But you don't tell me,
that's not okay. Because that violates the trust. If we don't have the trust, we've got nothing.
You got it.
Right?
Never spoken for a year.
Yeah. But you couldn't pick up you couldn't say yes or look, let's have dinner. Let's time.
By the time I did, it was so far gone.
Now, he was a little bit at that time.
Yes, and it was over a year and a half to 2 years,
Yeah.
and it was just sad.
Art. Do you collect art?
Vincent Price was like my father. Wonderful.
Was he really?
Yes, like my father.
Right. No, right.
And I
right.
adored him, and we just had a good time.
Who knew art?
Oh, did he know art?
I know.
And so he helped me collect. So I collect a little bit, but very minor. But I love what I have.
So, what would you hope happens this year to Joan Rivers in 2010? You got this movie that people love and love you. It already won awards. You saw how many people are saying wonderful things about it. You like it. It makes you feel like...
It's a gift. It's a gift. To expect nothing, you're doing a documentary, and to have it... People calling me, I mean, Dustin Hoffman coming and saying, I want to meet...
coming and saying what? I want to meet you?
I want to meet you, and coming up and having dinner with me.
Oh, yeah.
And saying you're an artist, and I'm trying to be cool at the dinner table and totally missing my mouth.
You didn't. You did not do that.
Totally going.
No, you did.
He was talking to me here, and you and Melissa. I go, This great man is talking to me.
He's a great actor.
It's a great
man,
actor.
He's won Academy Awards.
Great man. Where do you want to start?
Up.
Midnight Cowboy. Where do you want to go?
Yeah. The thing that has always intrigued me, too, about you, as I said, you read a lot.
Yeah, without a stop.
A couple of books a week or something like that. Yeah. What do you read?
Nonfiction mostly.
Really?
Because
I mean, you would read a story about read a biography of a politician or...
biography of a politician. This wonderful book now, War. I'm reading a book called Infidel.
War right.
Yeah. I just read voraciously.
Now, you go find them at the bookstore, or do you have somebody that sort of...
No. That's my charity.
Yeah.
Edgar and I used to go every Saturday night to bookstores, and the deal was, if you like it, buy it.
Right.
Don't look at the price. And I still do that.
Just go. If you see something you like,
take it.
Take it.
And I like a book.
Yeah.
I don't like...
You don't like a Kindle.
That dates you, though. Yeah. I like...
No, you're fine. No,
like
it's okay
book.
to like a book.
Yes.
And what about technology? Like a...
What about
BlackBerry? Like an iPad?
I have my iPad.
You do?
I do my emails.
Yeah, that's great.
I live with my BlackBerry, but do I like it? I hate it.
Yeah.
I get so angry.
Because you get what? What makes you angry?
Again, it's separating you. Again, it's one less human contact.
Yeah.
When
true.
people say to me, well, I emailed you, but you didn't talk to me.
Yeah.
It's, again, one step away from any kind of real communication.
A little bit about you and Melissa. Explain the relationship to me. Because a lot of people got to know her because of the stuff you do at the Oscars.
Yes. And she's wonderful, smart, loyal, kind, good. A wonderful mother.
You're a wonderful mother?
She's a wonderful mother.
Yeah, but are you a wonderful mother?
I think I was a very good mother. And I think that's why, someone said to me, that's why she's a very good mother.
Right.
But I think she's just terrific. I think she gets a very bad deal. People that don't like me.
They don't take us seriously?
They don't take us seriously. And she's such a good performer. And she's such a good, thank God she's producing now on E and doing an amazing job.
So she's not on camera, but she's producing.
She's on camera now. We're doing a show together, a reality show we're starting together.
What's that going to be?
It's called Mother Knows Best with a question mark. And we just gave a writing session.
That's made for you, isn't it?
It's perfect.
It's perfect for you.
Perfect for the two of us.
As quick as you are, that's made for you.
But I watched it yesterday. We wrote 8 episodes yesterday. And she just was terrific. And you're so proud of it when it's your child.
You don't feel sorry for Conan O'Brien in terms of...
Oh, yeah, really sad. Yeah. You're fired, here's $40 million. And then
at a minimum.
And Then he goes, boo-hoo, boo-hoo, they put me out of my spot. Then he goes and pushes George Lopez out of his spot. Nobody noticed the second half of the equation.
So how do you feel about Leno, though?
Perfect where he is, put you to sleep, no problems. You never say, I got to sit up and watch this. Leno's great where he is, you can go to sleep.
But not at 10 o'clock, because you don't want to go to sleep.
10 o'clock is still awake. 11:15, 11:30,
Yeah.
perfect.
Is show business, the whole thing, your passion?
I understand when people say, like, and this is, I don't mean to, it sounds so egotistical, it's like a nun's calling. I never could ever think of doing anything else. When I could put two thoughts together as a child, that's where I was going. Didn't know how I was going to get there, but that's where I was going.
Show business.
Show business.
Now, what was it? Was it because you get this sense of what?
Joy.
Joy.
Laurence Olivier, one of the greatest actors, I once said to him, what do you think when you go on stage? And he said to me, I think, this is my space, this is where I belong. Yeah. And I walk on stage and I'm so happy to be there. But you're lucky that you're doing what you love to do. How Vincent van Gogh painted with candles in his hat because he loved to paint.
That's brilliant. I will use that. He wanted to see, so he had candles.
Candles in his stupid hat so he could paint. And he had to hold the hat up.
You got to see this movie, documentary. Joan Rivers, A Piece of Work. Can I tell them how old you are? You don't care, do you?
It doesn't make any meaningful thing to me.
77.
77. It's a joke.
It's so great to see you.
It's great. Always
really
great
is.
to see you.
I mean, what thrills me most about this is just because it just gives people a chance to understand and see, and you know, it reminds us of how good you are.
Well, it reminds me how great an interviewer you are, because you sit here and you just feel like you're talking to a friend.
Joan Rivers, the movie is called A Piece of Work.